Right, welcome back. Last time we went ahead and attacked Austria and conquered what they had left of Croatia, along with Fiume, because why not? Useful little province. Kiev also decided to attack Kazakh. Yeah. I'm also ready to embrace academia. I'm just waiting on, well, it being time to grab the next levels of tech. And not much else really. Constantinople is still building up its levels of capital, and it's gonna take. I mean, it was 100 initially, and now it's at 54, so we're about halfway done. I don't remember when we started that. Yeah. No. So it's gonna be a long, long while before that occurs. Oh well. Well, the truce with the Mamluks is over. That's for sure. Okay. First, embrace academia. This will somewhat reduce tech costs, especially admin costs, which is really important. It will reduce by 15% all tech costs, and then admin tech costs by another 5%. So the 15% will be 60 points. So 60 points for Diplotech and Militech, 80 points for admin tech. Also gets me another possible advisor, plus 10% global institution spread, which is going to be helpful with global trade, and minus 10% idea cost, which is going to be real helpful. Right, grab tech. Habeas corpus, yearly corruption minus 0.02. Property insurance. Colonial range plus 100, trade efficiency plus 2%. Improvised bayonets, not improved. Lab morale plus 0.2, infantry shock plus 0.05, artillery shock plus 0.09, enables the regimental guns. Make my artillery even stronger. I'd like to claim a couple more provinces before I try invading. Starting. Oh yeah, yeah. I just need to see. Okay, it's the 26th. Dang it. Okay. Aristocrat power is dropping though, pretty quickly, which is good. I still need to get their loyalty up to a good amount though, so that once it's down by a lot, I should be able to reform to here without any issues. Assuming I can bring them that far down. I hope I can, but I may need to repeat the process of demoting the greater nobility again in order to get that far down. But there are some things I can do to increase loyalty without giving them more power. Perform show of devotion, promote and support commerce. In order to get loyalties. I mean, I don't really need to touch the burgers much. Promote and support commerce increases it fast enough to be good. I do also want to work with dealing with the clergy too. Would be best if I could reduce the amount of power they have. This will drop me by 60 loyalty. So I need to ensure loyalty is extremely high before I even try that. Hmm. Okay, so if I reduce their power, it's going to further reduce the amount of peasantry and resident income that's transferred to clergy. Sure. You know what? I'm ready to secularize. This is gonna be pricey. Ooh. By the way, that plus 15% clergy gravity that's displayed on secular is incorrect. The resting clergy power is reduced by 15%. Well, it's no longer being increased. It's a typo. So. Wait, when does that all expire? 27th. Okay. Alright. This is probably a good point to stop once I've completed all the internal stuff. So I probably don't need to promote the aristocratic faction, actually. Can we get an actual number? There we go. No, just strategic marriage. I can disown a popular relative, though. It's not... doesn't cost that much. Oh yeah, actually. I should continue to demote the greater aristocrats. That's correct. We've not quite hit the resting point, but it's getting there. Honestly, yeah. The true resting point for aristocrat power is a lot lower than I expected, so yeah, I still need to promote them in the faction. And there's nothing I can do over here. So, I'm not actually ready for this. Turns out I didn't. It's all aristocratic faction. All of my advisors. It's just great. But I did secularize. That plus 15% clergy gravity is incorrect. We do have -2 base spirituality and plus 100% clergy power from wealth, but that just means their power is going to drop quickly. After all, they were about 22% before I touched them. And now? Well, it's 15% lower, so 7% without all the resting clergy power. If I include that -3.5%, then at the most, the resting point's going to be... at the very most, the amount of power from wealth is 10%. There's plus 50%, but it was already at 150%. So that's an equivalent of a 33% increase. So at the very most, before that resting clergy power was 3.5%, it would be at 13.3%. So at the very most, their resting point for clergy power is 10%. Yeah. So the clergy are, once time has been given to allow the movement of power, which apparently seems to be... I think if you multiply it by 5, that's the correct amount. Wait, no. Times 10 would be too... No. Not times 5. Times 50. Times 100 would be too much. But times 50? Yeah. So divide by 2, multiply by 100. Boom. That's the power change, so... So minus 0.5% is actually a lot. At least that's what I presume, based upon the numbers I saw. So that can drop by 25%. I'm not sure. It's difficult to tell where resting points are, and how it's calculated with the nobility. With this, it's easy because you can easily tell, oh hey, my quantity from corruption is minus 3.3, and I currently have 33.05 state corruption. Now, obviously, each minus 1 to corruption lowers the resting point by 10 corruption. It's really easy with stuff like that or legitimacy because you can directly see how much the change is from their current resting point. It's how much the rate of change is affected by the resting point. Those things, not so much. Portugal's invading Mali. And Spain is trying and failing to protect Taiwan from China. Yeah. Livland has annexed almost all that remains of Lithuania. I've embraced academia and teched up. And that's about it. I'm going to have to get a bureaucratic advisor at some point soon. I doubt I'm going to be able to... I'm definitely not going to be able to do this 1660. The power's just not decreasing fast enough. 1685? Probably. I'd like to hit the button again, to be sure. Okay, yeah, it almost certainly will be, assuming that the rate of change doesn't drop fast enough and it doesn't start increasing after 5 years to actually cause issues. There's also the fact that I've been lowering autonomy thanks to improving communication, so that helps. After all, the capital infrastructure in the capital province has hit rank 4, which is excellent. This will further improve global C. So. I mean, what it exactly... Global CE reduction actually sounds bad. It really means negative... reduction of negative effects from CE. Well, or it reduces the lack of communication efficiency by 23%, so... Yeah. Alright, not much else to say, honestly. Gotten a new artillery and all that. I fabricated a claim. Woo. And practically all my troops are up. Yeah, the only exception are Kazakh and Yarkand, which I literally do not care about, so... That was all Kiev's matter. We've got some separatists, specifically from the Mamluks, that are about to cause problems. Now, there's not many of them. I just need to wait. Great to finally swap to gentry. I may manage to do freeholding after that, but I doubt it. What is the requirement for freeholding? Because I know it's annoying. 35 aristocrat power. Ugh. I got everything else. That's easy. It's the aristocrat power that's awful. Freeholding would be amazing, but it's really hard to do that. There's finally of age and is a bold fighter. Wow, okay. I mean, not great, not terrible, on all that. But once he ascends to the throne, I'll definitely have at least 65 executive authority, so we can get free peasantry too. The aristocrats won't like it, but they're not going to be quite as angry as moving to gentry. Which is why I'm keeping their loyalty high, so that when I'm ready, I can do it. Though admittedly, I'm still getting hit by some of the effects of recent reforms. Oh well. Secularizing is extremely important, since it will break the power of the clergy in its entirety, and I can completely ignore them. I mean, I already kind of ignore them entirely. They have no factional influence, unlike the Metropolitans. Still, it's helpful, and further reduces the amount of autonomy that the clergy generate, which will further weaken the other factions. Anyway, that's good enough for now. Nice peaceful session to get everything in order again. Anyway, I'll see you again next time. Until then.